If you need a driver's logbook for your EV for business, you need to know where did you go and how far, how many kilowatt hours did you charge, and you don't want to write all of this down yourself, then Tronity is exactly what you need. Tronity connects to your car, a lot of brands are supported, and in the app or in a browser you can see all of this data. You can also manage a whole fleet of EVs and see where they charge at home or for business. Check them out in the link in the description below. Hello everyone, I haven't been this excited about a car. Here we have it, this is the Audi e-tron GT. With a 105 kilowatt hour battery, 97 kilowatt hours can be used. 800 volt system can charge with up to 320 kilowatt DC, and AC charging is 22 kilowatt. And this is not a normal e-tron GT, this is the RS e-tron GT Performance, the most powerful version of the e-tron GT that you can get. It's the most powerful Audi that you can get. This car can produce, of course, all-wheel drive, a peak of 680 kilowatts, that 925 horsepower, but it's a bit complicated. We're gonna talk about it when we drive. The trunk space is okay for that length, it's not that much, but of course it's also very low and streamlined. It goes very deep and you can open the trunk even in a tiny garage height-wise, so that's nice. The space is okay, but it's not incredible. What we have are two buttons, one button to close the trunk and one to close the trunk and lock the car at the same time. 370 liters of space is in the rear trunk, and we also have a front where the charging cable fit without a problem. 70 liter fit in here, and there's even more space even if the charging cables are in here. This car is equipped with the air suspension, and it has a function easy entry where it lifts up the whole car by 7 centimeters when you get in or when you want to get out. So you open the door, it goes up by 7 centimeters, you get in, or when you get out and then close the door and it will go down again. It's awesome. Space on the rear seats. Getting in is a bit hard. There's not too much space. I can put my feet underneath this front seat. This seat is in my position, 180 centimeters, 6 feet. I have barely any headroom in my size. I'm touching the roof. Yeah. It's not amazing. So the seats are comfortable, they're not too up, but when you are my size, it's on the limit, but if you're taller, it's not nice. Also, this is all very hard. We have extra air vents here, seat heating, extra temperature. We have a tunnel here in the middle, so if you have to go into the middle, that's not nice at all. We have 2 cup holders and a little armrest. To get on the front seat, it's easier than in the rear. It's okay. I'm old, so it's still backbreaking for me, but it's fine. In the door we have locking, seat memory, we have trunk opening, window controls, side mirrors control, and if you want to open the front, that's outside. on the door, so not here inside. You can only do it when the door is open. We have light control here, our cruise control, indicator light, and on this side wiper. And then here we have little pedal shifters for the regen, which is just one step down and one step up. So I don't know. All the buttons we're gonna do in a second. The seating position in this car is really nice. The seats are great. I like them, side support, but still comfortable. I have a lot of headroom, that's no problem. I can adjust the steering wheel, can be adjusted very well, and the view outside of the car is also nice. I have no space to put stuff. I have a tiny little thing here for glasses, then 2 cup holders, and a tiny little compartment where you can put stuff, and the phone barely fits. If you plug it in, it has to be an angle plug, so it cannot be a normal USB-C plug, otherwise phone doesn't fit in here. There's nothing the way you can put stuff, so if you want to bring something to eat or drink, it's very problematic. So let's go through the buttons. What we have here, like I said, here on the left was the light control plus front fog lights, rear fog lights. Then of course your auto high beams or normal high beams, and the cruise control is going to do that while driving. We have a few buttons on the steering wheel. On the left we have our view for this cockpit, and with up and down you change the left thing and you have your range, you have charging, your battery temperature, and with how much power you could charge right now. That should be 210, 215 kilowatt. Then your average consumption, your short-term memory, long-term memory, and that's it. Then you can press view and it just looks different, and you can also have an extra button here where you have your sport view, where you see your G meter and your tire pressure and tire temperature, which we can do here as well. And you also can do your lap times and your statistics, acceleration measurement. You can change the color of this display here, and we have reduced, where it just shows you the speed. Everything else is then gone, and if you want that back, can I press this again? No, I have to go all the way up and do board computer. What else do we have? And then you can reset the kilometers, which is this thing here on the thing, so your 3rd kilometers. And you can have a different view in here. We're gonna do this in a second. First, your climate is like in the Q4, except that we have here seat ventilation as well. Auto function, your AC on auto, eco or max, temperature. There's no sync button. For whatever reason, doesn't exist. The left on the screen on your cockpit, you can change in your infotainment system what it shows there. The problem is if it shows, for example, short-term memory or long-term memory, you cannot reset it when it's on the right, which is annoying. And by the way, the cockpit, you can also go left and right. This is then the top. So assist system, music, then phone. I'm not going to show that because my phone numbers. And then here the map, and the map can of course be also full screen, which is amazing. It's in dark mode right now because the light is on, and it looks amazing. The down here we have the drive select. We're going to go through it in a second. ASC off, hazards, then your parking camera, which look amazing by the way. They really look good. Park assist, where you can do automatic parking, and then turn off the screen if you want to. And then we have a volume control and next song and everything, the same as in the Q4, exactly the same. And here is another park thing, and I don't know what the difference is between those two buttons. I don't know what the difference is. We have a start stop button, and this is weird. Sometimes I need it, sometimes I get into the car in the morning, press the brake, and the car says, please start the infotainment system, and then I have to press the start stop button. And most of the time I come in, press the brake, everything is on, and I just drive. I don't know what this is about. Infotainment system, again, very close to the Q4, but you have different designs. So this screen here in the Q4, it's always this here, 3 little things. You cannot change this. Here in the e-tron GT, it can be a big thing or 2 tinies and then very, very small ones. I have this view here, so I can see the map a bit bigger, and this is my music. On the left, we have your assist. So if you need help and something, search something, and then we have all the apps. Assist systems are totally different in here than they are in the Q4. In the Q4, you can have a favorite thing and you can put it here in those shortcuts. And by the way, we have another favorites here where you can open the trunk, navigate home, turn on the head-up display, which is off. That happens, by the way. A lot of times I get into the car and the head-up display is turned off. I don't know why. And then we have other things, sound, connections, user and stuff like this. And of course your messages if you get something. In here we have favorites for the assist systems, but you cannot put them here. You have to go into a vehicle where you have a lot of settings, and then here we have favorites, and I put in here my speed limit warning and my lane assist in here. So then it's off, it's fine. But Q6 had the best software when it comes to this. Real button to get into assist system, and right away they were the favorites and I can turn them off. Here that doesn't exist. State of charge is one weird thing. You see a bars here in the cockpit, but you don't see an exact number. If you want to see that, you have to go into vehicle and charging. Then you see I'm at 33%, and you also see when we're gonna drive at 33%, you already don't have the full power that the car can give you. At 22%, I saw yesterday, gets less and less, but it's also a gigantic amount of power, so I get it. The whole infotainment tour we're gonna do in a different video. This is just a tiny little overview for the main thing. There's no preheating button of the battery in the infotainment system, but when you navigate to a charger, it does it automatically, and when you have the battery and charging window here in your cockpit, you will get a message preheating the battery, which is awesome. And I already noticed it doesn't have to be very hot. So yesterday I did 130 kilometers an hour range test. It was around 15 degrees or 18 degrees outside, and it barely preheated. I think 5 minutes before I was at the charger, it preheated a bit, and it was amazing. And I forgot, on the left on your steering wheel we have our steering wheel heater, of course, music, mute, loudness, next, previous song, a favorite button where it has a few functions the same as in the Q4, phone, and of course your voice control. Drive modes, this is a bit complicated. We have efficiency, where with the air suspension it goes down a bit and you have a bit less comfort, but it has lower consumption. We have comfort, where you can select if you want the comfort entrance, where it goes up to 7 centimeters. Then active cornering, where it goes up if the car would go to the side because you go fast into corner. But I noticed I don't like it. It's a weird feeling. I prefer it off. And then acceleration and braking comfort as well. So when you accelerate, it will go up in the rear. So because you're doing this, and the same for braking, it will keep the car always straight. But I don't need it. I don't find it that amazing. Then we have dynamic, where the motor sound, you always have a motor sound, and with dynamic the motor sound is even louder. And then we have RS1 drive mode, RS2 and RS Performance. RS Performance is the most sporty one. RS1 and RS2 you can adjust yourself. What's the car, the power? Is it efficient, normal or sporty? The suspension, the height of the car, and the sound, the driving sound. You can adjust all of these things. And now we get to the button, those two here on the steering wheel. The RS button, if you press that, you get into RS1, and then we get also a different cockpit view. We have the speed on the right, and on the left we have the power used and the battery and charge. RS2 and RS Performance. And then when you press again, you're back in the comfort. So you go all through the three things. What is the boost button? If you look at my cockpit, you see that the power, when I put it in gear, goes up to here. Right now we're a bit reduced because I don't have a lot of state of charge. And you can hear the motor sound, by the way. And when you press boost, it doesn't work when we're not driving. When I'm gonna do that, then you have even more power. We're gonna do that in a second when we drive. So one thing that's really weird with this car is auto hold. So when you, I know auto hold from so many cars, you have to brake really hard in this car that auto hold takes effect. So when you go from park, by the way, when you do park and the parking brake is engaged, the car still moves around like it's just in gear, not in parking brake, but it's fine, it does it. When you go into reverse, you see auto hold is not on. I have to press hard, then it's on. And then it disengages and I can go. So as you hear, we always have a driving sound. The second there's a gear in, you have a and when it's in dynamic, it's even louder and bassier. But it sounds nice, but it would be nice if I could turn it off completely. Now the very surprising thing. This car, extreme sport, 925 horsepower, it drives great and it drives comfortable. Of course, it's not an Audi Q6 that's extreme comfort or a BMW i7 or something like this, but this is very close to my Volkswagen ID.7. So I would say like an ID.4, ID.3. It's totally fine. On a normal road, it's fine. On cobblestone, when you go over a bump, it's fine. It's all good. The power you can adjust really, really well. So it's not that you get on the accelerator pedal and it does something right away. It's really easy to drive this car, even slow. It's no problem. And when you need it, you have it. The power, of course. What is not nice in this car is if you're parking and you have to go a bit forward or backwards, it reacts really uncomfortable. So there's nothing and then it moves a bit and then it brakes a bit. It's not nice. That's not nice at all. When you get into the car, you are in region level 1, I think. You can put it to 0 where there's no region, and with a pedal shifter I get to region level 2, the strongest region. And this region is not amazingly strong. It's stronger than in my ID.7, so in every Volkswagen ID, but it's not one pedal driving at all. I don't know why they didn't give it the same region as a Q6, which has perfect region. Cruise control, it's the same stock as in the Q6 and in the Q4. It reacts like the Q6. So when you press set, it's on the speed that you did. You have an extra thing for the distance. When you press up, light, it's 1 km/h steps or down, and when you do it strong, it's 10, and it does it very nicely. And then of course on the indicator there's a button for the steering assist that you can just switch, and it does it really well. On the country road it's okay, on the highway it's really amazing. Now to the power. It's really complicated. So if I would have full power, not the power limit that I have right now, and I floor it, I get 550 kilowatt. That's 750 horsepower, 747 or something. If I press the boost button, I get to 620 kilowatt. That's 827 or something horsepower. And only if I do launch control while I'm standing, I can have the 680 kilowatt, the 925 horsepower. When you're standing, you cannot use the boost button. The boost function you have for 10 seconds. Then you see it now, I have the 620 kilowatt. And the launch control is that you put the car in dynamic mode and ESC off, and then you have to press the brake and the accelerator pedal full, and then you leave the brake off and it goes off. One thing that's really weird about this car is the speedometer difference to the real speed that you're driving. On a lot of cars you have 3, maybe 4 kilometers an hour. I think I have seen 5 at some point, but it's maybe at high speeds, not at 100 or 130. On Tesla, it's 1 or 2 kilometers an hour, but this car, it has 7. So when you want to drive 130 kilometers an hour real speed, you have to drive 137. So right now it says I'm driving 114. In reality, I'm driving 107. That's a lot. It's a big difference. I hope they change this with a software update. If you drive along here on the country road like this or in a city, it's really a comfortable car. I was so surprised. I was scared that it's gonna be mega sporty and you have to hold on the steering wheel if you drive 200. There's a video upcoming, amazing. It drives great. It's like the 4th Skoda Enyaq I've seen in the last minute. It's really nice that the cruise control is nice. You can set in the drive mode. Somewhere there was a setting for the cruise control, how it reacts, how fast and with how much power. This is awesome, I love. And the steering assist here on the country road, not the best, but really good. On the highway it's great, and I have it on all the time. It's really comfortable, and it's a nice noise level at here at 110. This is very, very similar to my ID.7. But now let's go on the highway, see how the noise level is, how it drives at that speed and stuff like that. Acceleration, I will do an extra video. We'll try again to put the power down. We'll see. Cornering is of course amazing. So driving a bit faster in a corner, it's no problem, it's stable. You can adjust the side support on your back and on your bum. It's really great and it feels amazing. 130 and I drive a bit faster because of those 7 kilometers an hour difference. Again, it's not as quiet as an Audi Q6, but it's okay. And how it drives, the suspension and everything. I tested the sound system, it's great. You can understand speech with a podcast or an audiobook, and music sounds great too. 150, I hear wind noise more. I don't know if it's windy up here, but it's still fine. Noch? No. Now at 24%, my boost function is gone. I have maybe 400 kilowatt of power left, but I'm gonna do a charging test to drive it down a bit. So you can expect a lot of videos about this car. Can you use it daily? Long distance, range test, charging test, night. All of this stuff is coming. I'm enjoying myself so much. I drove the car 2 or 3 times for an hour or 1.5 hours without filming anything, just enjoying it. It's awesome. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a 3rd YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.